Welcome to Key Concept 3, Observing Processes and Scoping Potential Process Improvement Initiatives. This topical module covers essential tools and concepts for better understanding the importance for observing processes and scoping process improvement initiatives, with a goal to expand your skills and knowledge relevant to professional practice. At the end of this topical module, you should be able to describe the relevance of topical content, discuss what additional resources may be available to enhance learning, and explain how the essential tools and concepts may be applied in a work setting. Observation of process value streams, or lack thereof, otherwise known as waste, and questioning the status quo of an actual process, or GAMBA, are initial components for continuous process improvement. The term value stream is used in both Lean and Six Sigma as a descriptor of the necessary factors that contribute to the value of a product or service from the viewpoint of the customer. Something that does not add value to the customer and is not needed by any part of the process is considered waste. In the engineering and project management areas, niceties and extras added to a project, often referred to as gold plating, but not specified in the contract scope of work, is typically considered waste if the customer is not willing to pay for them. Observation of a process is a powerful yet simple tool, and variations and their root causes are major enemies. However, how do you go about defining the process, and where do you observe or view it from? 30,000 feet, 1 foot, or 1 inch? The answer: it depends. The first questions to consider are: what is the scope of the process being observed? Where does it begin and end? A common problem encountered by professionals trying to apply continuous improvement methodologies, particularly Lean and Six Sigma methodologies, for the first time, is that they try to solve world hunger. In other words, they do not narrow the scope of their process review to something reasonable and doable. Here is a sample of a Lean Sigma project scope statement form that is useful for defining and communicating the scope of selected project initiatives. Using project management language, this form may serve as a simple project charter whereby the essential elements are outlined. By definition, a process typically involves steps and decisions in the way work is accomplished and usually follows a sequence of events. There are 4 basic rules associated with applying Toyota's Total Production System, or TPS, or Lean methodology to process improvement. Number 1, all work shall be specified as to content, sequence, timing, and outcome. 2, every customer-supplier connection must be direct, and there must be an unambiguous yes or no way to send requests and receive responses. 3, the pathway for every product and service must be simple and direct. And finally, number 4, any improvement must be made in accordance with the scientific method, under the guidance of an instructor at the lowest possible level in the organization. The scientific method refers to a body of techniques for investigating phenomena, acquiring new knowledge, or correcting and integrating previous knowledge. To be termed scientific, a method of inquiry must be based on gathering observable and measurable evidence. A scientific method consists of the collection of data through observation, experimentation, and the formulation of testing hypotheses. For illustration, consider observing a simple process like making toast. What steps would you include in the process? How could you observe and track waste? What would you measure? Use this sample process observation worksheet or create one of your own and give it a try. Let's review. A very topically relevant quote to remember by Henry Ford is that it has been my observation that most people get ahead during the time that others waste. A process typically involves steps and decisions in the way work is accomplished and usually follows a sequence of events. Narrow the scope of your process review and improvement initiative to something reasonable and doable. And finally, follow a method of inquiry based on gathering observable and measurable evidence. Now that you have been introduced to the concept of observing processes and scoping potential process improvement initiatives, let's take a look at the next steps you should take to master this key concept. First, you will have the opportunity to enhance your learning by viewing 3 videos on the value stream, lean thinking, and observation sheets. Then, you can reinforce the concepts presented by completing an exercise where you are asked to make toast and document your observations. And finally, you will assess your learning by completing a practice quiz on this key topic.